Hey there, Allison Scammell here, and in today's Soul Power Quick Tip, we're talking about spiritual bypassing. I see among my clients that it produces two types of triggers within us. Either we can get triggered when we feel like other people are spiritually bypassing and sticking their head in the sand instead of taking a stance on an important issue that affects us all. Likewise, we can be called by our higher self to not plug into the news and to retreat a little bit, and we feel guilty that we're not plugging into everything because we aren't fighting the good fight, even though our higher self is calling us into our cave. So what is the right answer? When are we spiritually bypassing and when are we not? Let's get into what exactly is it. Actually, Wikipedia has a definition that isn't bad. Wikipedia says that spiritual bypassing is a tendency to use spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep or avoid facing unresolved emotional issues, psychological wounds, or unfinished developmental tasks. Not sure about that last one. I decided to go ahead and channel Source with a more poignant, I believe, definition that is going to serve you more on your path. Source says spiritual bypassing is when your higher self is calling you to confront a fear, heal a wound, or take inspired action, but you're using a spiritual practice that you think is serving you in that moment to avoid the callings. And whenever we're avoiding the callings of our higher self, we're out of alignment. So we're using a spiritual practice that might be a very good practice at the wrong time and in the wrong way. And this is okay. It's not a time to beat ourselves up. It's a time to get honest and ask ourselves the honest questions. At the end of the day, our job is to follow the callings of our higher self. And our higher self will tell us when it's time to plug into the news, take a stance, be loud, be vocal, and when it's time to retreat and take a break from it all, because we all need healthy doses of both. Getting out there, speaking up for what we believe in, and retreating, going into our cave, filling our well, and just having some quiet and still time. Because when Source says, when your higher self is calling you to take an inspired action can also be not doing. Inspired action can be going into a frequency of being. So maybe your higher self is saying, be the frequency of peace when there's so much discord in the world. My invitation for you this week is to check in with your higher self and ask, am I spiritually bypassing? If you get a yes, ask your higher self, what are you calling me towards that I'm not paying attention to? If you get a no, maybe there's some guilt that needs to be released or some deconditioning that tells you you have to act. And if you don't act, then you're complicit in whatever the issue is. And maybe it is time to give yourself permission to retreat and take a break. If you're resonating with this, and have your own personal story with spiritual bypassing, I'd love to know. Send me a DM and let me know all about it. All right, until next time.